It's the Chow Chinchows JoesphGames here, your coach the Everton Empoleons, and welcome to week 1 of the NBA, the National Battle Association. This is our week 1 match between us, the Everton Empoleons, and the Utah Weez. Let's take a look at our opponent's team. They have Nagandal, Mega Bayonet, Excadrill, Greninja, which is a Torrent Greninja, Cresselia, and of course Persimmon. And we bought this our Mew, Snorlax, Magenna, Hippowdon, our Mega Garchomp, and Blastoise. That is the team we bought. So let's see what happens when we start it up. As we can see, he starts with his Mega Bayonet, and I start with Heart Attack my Magenna. He Mega Evolves into Mega Bayonet, goes for the Shadow Claw, which does do some damage, not a lot, and I go for the Volt Switch, which does do a little bit of damage, not a lot, but I'm trying to switch out into Snorlax. That was my plan, switch out into Snorlax. He burnt me with the Will-O-Wisp, which is kind of annoying. I go for the Earthquake, doesn't do too much damage to the Bayonet. He goes for the Foul Play, but doesn't do too much. But then I set my Belly Drum, and now Foul Play will do a lot because I ate my Papa Berry and I got my max attack. And then he goes for the Foul Play. Down goes my Mega Snorlax. Down my Belly Drum plan. Didn't really work out the way I wanted to. Going to Killer here. He goes into his Cresselia. I go for the Skull, try and get the burn. Doesn't get the burn. Kind of annoying. I go into Sandman, my Hippowdon, to try and get the weather up. I take the Psychic Shock pretty nicely, actually, with Sandman. I must admit, I take that pretty nicely. I get Toxic here, which is kind of annoying, but I throw that Toxic right back at him, which I think was a rather good idea because it's a very bulky mon, is Cresselia. Go for the Ice Beam. He goes for the Ice Beam. Doesn't do a lot of damage to me, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Set my Stealth Rocks, which again really helped here. He switches out into Dig Dug, his Excadrill. I go for the Crunch, thinking he might stay in. Of course, he doesn't stay in, so really shouldn't have gone for the Crunch. Should have gone for the Earthquake instead. He goes for the Earthquake on me, and sadly that takes out the Sandman. And also ends my Sand. I go into Mega Garchomp here, just to see what he's going to do. He goes back into Cresselia. I double switch into Killer, which I think was a really good option actually to do the double switch before Mega Evolving. He goes for the Moonlight, gets his HP back. I go for the Scald again to take that HP back down. Of course, Toxic is doing a lot of damage to him now, and he's starting to miss his moves. He missed his Toxic. I get a critical hit, which I think mattered. Yeah, I would probably say that crit mattered on the Scald, and that takes that out. That takes out his Cresselia. He goes into his Greninja. I go into Heart Attack. Scald does do some damage to me after the Dark Pulse, and I go for the Volt Switch. Destroy the Greninja. Awesome. I switch into Mew on the Volt Switch. He goes into Dig Dug, his Excadrill. He goes for the Earthquake. Earthquake does quite a bit of damage to me. I go for Tectonic Rage Earth Power, Z Earth Power, and takes out the Dig Dug. Here he goes into his Nagandal. I go back into Magenna here to take the Dark Pulse, which I think was a very good idea. He goes for the Infernal Overdrive to take up my Magenna, sadly. But that's perfectly fine because I have an idea for this. I go into Blastoise here. He misses the Draco Meteor, which again probably mattered. And I go for the Ice Beam, one-shotting his Nagandal. He goes into his Persimmon. He goes for the Close Combat. That does a lot of damage to me. I live on 2, go for the Scald, and take him out. But I also lose Blastoise here because Life Orb. But then I go into Mew here. He goes back into his Mega Bayonet. And I go for the Dark Pulse, taking out the Mega Bayonet and giving the first win to the Chow Chinchows. To the Everton Empoleons. I gotta stop saying. I gotta start getting used to saying Everton Empoleons. I gave the first win to the Everton Empoleons. I really love that battle. Let me know what you think down in the description below of our first battle and where I can improve, because, you know, I'm still learning all of these things at this moment in time when it comes to battling. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. But until next time, I'm JoesphGames and I am out. Next week we take on the Iki Town Incineroars and their coach Oak. So that's going to be a pretty good match. So look forward to seeing that next Sunday. Till then, good night.